Hello everyone, Brave Belly here. Today on the channel, I'm reviewing the Russian commercially available rations. This is called the SHTURM, all right? The SHTURM army food. As you can see, it's all in Cyrillic, but actually, the more you look, you do see some English writing, army food and made in Russia. We have a scan code here. I haven't scanned it. And I haven't translated it because I really don't care what it says. I'm here to eat it. We're going to see what it's all about. Hope you guys brought your appetite because you know I did. Without further ado, let's get it on. So here we have it, the commercial SHTURM rations. These are like almost impossible to find nowadays in the United States, obviously because of all the tensions going on politically. So next to impossible to get these. Basically, if you order this now, customs will open it, take all the main ingredients out just to be spiteful. You know, they'll put a letter in there, say that it's, you know, not a food that's not like basically declared or anything like that, and just, you know, make you waste your money in essence. So I'm lucky to have this. I've got this like 2 years ago. I still have like 3 other menus. So if you guys are interested in these, there's more to come. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get it on. So today's knife is also made in Russia. It's called the Knox. Actually, it might be made in China. You never know. But this is a Russian brand. It's called Knox. And it has beautiful lines, I think, in my opinion. It looks really nice. So this is also like a commercial Russian branded knife. And I think they're actually still available on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe this knife is called the Jaguar or the Cougar, something like that. Anyway, this is the knife. I don't love the action on it because you have to flick it really hard, but it is beautiful, I must say, in my opinion. The lines on it are really pretty. It has a lot of style, as you can see, really nice detailed. Anyway, let's go. All right, gonna open it up. Let's see if this stuff is spoiled. Let's see if it's good. Hopefully it's good. All right, that's how everything's looking. Wow, and look at that. I just missed the bag, you know, the heating bag or whatever. So thankfully I didn't slice it open. Looks like it's intact and it's super huge. And so that's nice that I don't have to make any fires. Let's go. All right, so we have a napkin and what looks like, perhaps these are wet wipes. It looks like 2 wet wipes, if I'm gonna guess. Is it in fact wet wipes? Yes, it is. And as you can see, the quality is nice. It's like a fabric instead of paper. So, you know, high quality, still very moist. So gonna make sure my hands are nice and clean, and gonna save one for after I'm done eating. All right, so here's the visuals of how everything looks, and let's go. All right, so we have 1 can, and I don't know if it's pate. That's what I'm assuming from the photo. And I'm gonna just line everything out. Then we have, it seems like a big old packet of sugar. Nice camouflage packaging. Puts me in the mood, military mood. All right, now these are probably made by the same brand or company that makes the actual military meals. If you guys are interested in the authentic Russian White Star military meals, I've reviewed every single one. It's also on my channel. All right, so this is their apple jelly. Really delicious jelly and sizable package. All right, that's what it's looking like. I've had that many times before, so I'm happy to have it, and it's not open, so that's good. We have gums, okay? So this is like a dessert gums, I guess. Then we have, I guess this is sugar. So this, who knows what this is? We're gonna find out. I'm opening everything up. I'm super hungry. It's like 11:30 at night. And I'm hungry, and this is completely random. So just jumped into my stash of rations because I was in the mood for them, and here we are. All right, so this is the creamer used for the coffee. Okay, and then I was also told Russians some of the soldiers, they'll use the creamer, they'll mix it with the sugar, make little concoctions and stuff just to make all the food more exciting, if you will. All right, then we have their crackers. Okay, sometimes they call them biscuits. In the United States, where I'm from, this is considered a cracker. And that's what it looks like. They have a rooster on the packaging. For those of you guys who are interested in the graphics, which I am. So yeah, that's the rooster. Moving on, we have a black plastic spoon. Good quality, you could tell. It's like relatively thick plastic. Nice and bendable, not easy to break, apparently. All right, then we have some kind of candy. If I was gonna guess, perhaps like a strawberry candy. Check it out. I'm so surprised it's like not sticky or anything. This is like a gift from the gods, The fact that none of this stuff is like spoiled or opened yet. All right, then we have, by the way, this expired in April, so 4 months expired, which is fine. This is a ration. It's supposed to last, okay? I guess the best buy date is, just it'll taste a little fresher, but whatever. Original Ceylon tea in English, surprise. But everything else is in Cyrillic. Okay, and it says to steep it for 3 to 5 minutes, I believe, in hot water. So we're gonna do that real quick right now, might as well, so it steeps while I keep opening things up, so bear with me. All right, so that's what it's looking like. Not much to say. I'm not much of a tea drinker, but we're gonna give it a taste at least. I don't want to drink the entire tea just because, like I said, it's 11:30 at night, so I do want to get a good night's sleep. I don't want to be up from the caffeine. And we're just gonna let that steep. Let me just show you the graphics real quick for those of you that are interested. That's what it's looking like. All right, nice touch. Looks very like Slavic, in my opinion. All right, gonna let that steep and let's keep it going. All right, so now we have what looks like one of their mains. And it also seems very well sealed, so that's awesome. And I was told that these are like relatively high quality. Like a lot of my Russian viewers who watch the channel or subscribers who comment say that SHTURM is actually like high quality, like the top shelf of the rations that are available on the commercial market in Russia. So I'm happy that this one is all sealed. Doesn't look like anything's wrong with it. And this looks like a baked pork, like a pork shoulder or something. So straight up meat. So this is gonna be, hopefully this is gonna be like gelatinous and rendered, and I can't wait to eat this. This is a pleasant surprise, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so shows a picture of a pig. That's the only way I'm assuming it's obviously gonna be pork, okay? And the last thing in the bag is we have a pepper, okay? Super random, no salt, but we do have a pepper. So that's, it is what it is. So we're gonna use this for garbage. And as you can see, nothing to say about this other than it's like a relatively heavy duty plastic. So if you're gonna need water from somewhere, just get it, But realistically, there's no like water purification tab in here, because like I said, this is for the commercial market. So yeah, it's just heavy duty plastic, okay? But as you can see, this has been 2 years in my house, from Russia, and everything's intact. So surprise, surprise. So we're gonna put this, we're gonna have this heat up now. Love the fact that there's no fire to be made. That's awesome. We're gonna just shove this in. And get it going. So we have the white line right here. That's the fill line. And I'm gonna use scorching hot water, which they say you're not supposed to, but I haven't had any accidents yet. Maybe I'm pushing my luck. So today might be the day where something happens, hopefully not, but That looks about right to the fill line. I just want it to be as hot as it can be, you know what I mean? And just gonna fold it over. Doesn't seem like there's any, oh yeah, look guys. It's got like a piece of plastic here that I guess maybe if you pull it, yeah. There you go, it's probably sticky on that end. I'm just gonna fold it over one time. There we go, so we have a good seal. So that, as you can see, commercial products, you know, definitely seem like they're a little higher shelf. It's the little details that count. All right, so while that's heating up, we're gonna open this can and see what's in there. Let's set that aside. And let's see what's in this can. Okay, gonna show you guys the graphics one more time. And like I said, I don't know what it says, and that's fine. I always treat my rations, those of you that have been watching the channel, as like a person that's starving that comes across rations. Let's say it's perhaps like the end of the world, or a starving soldier, or whatever scenario you want to apply. I don't know the language, I can't read Cyrillic, and so I'm really just gonna eat. I'm not gonna be trying to read anything, all right? So first, let's see about these crackers. Very straightforward and simple, okay? I'm gonna try some of the broken ones. And I must say, they definitely have a better taste than the typical Russian military standard rations, okay? They're thicker, okay? And they slightly have a better flavor. Like, they don't taste as dusty, and they don't taste as like cardboardy. They're very basic and they're not salty, but they're good. Like these, you could tell, you know, a Westerner, like these are from Britain or from America, and you wouldn't think anything of it, you know, because it just tastes very like normal, like really commercial. So these are actually quite good. There's zero complaints from me. You know, just tastes like flour and water, maybe a little pinch of salt. That's really it, but very simple. And they do give you a lot, as you can see, to fill you up. Now, I was told usually the people that eat this are hunters or fishermen, you know, guys that are out in the field. Being that it's commercial, boom. All right, guys, so check it. So I was actually told that the pate, this is one of the best pates available from Russia, like commercially, as far as any type of rations are concerned. Like apparently this is better than the military ones. And I must say, first of all, it looks better right away than what I'm used to. I like the color. Okay, so whatever they use, whatever they use for the color not to change is nice. Okay, so it makes it visually appealing. I'm salivating, and it smells very minerally. Okay, so right away I know it's like a liver pate. Now, I'm not sure if it's goose liver, pork liver. Let me know in the comments down below. We're just gonna scoop it straight out the can. Oh, look how smooth it goes, all right? This is beautiful. To me, this is what I look for in a pate personally. Okay, I like them when it's airy and fluffy, just like this. This is my type of pate. First bite going in, cheers. Wonderful. This is really what's up. Now it does have that mineral flavor like liver pate, so if you're not into that stuff, you won't like this. But me personally, I grew up eating this, not very often, but often enough that I'm not squeamish about it. Tastes pretty good. And like I said, as far as pates are concerned, this is the type that I like. I would say personally, this is the best Russian pate that I've had, you know, that are available in any type of rations. Really, really good. Look, you can just tell the quality and the smoothness when it goes on the cracker. Really fluffy and light and airy. Very, very nice. All right, now we're gonna have some of this jam. We're gonna see about this jam. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go a little bit crazy, you know, and have it with some of this, just to see if it creates more depth, what it tastes like. First, I must say I do like it that it's in one of these squeeze packs, you know, because I don't have to use my knife. It's just more convenient, cleaner, at least in theory. Of course, now it's all over my fingers. As I said, it's cleaner, but still, nonetheless, it has a nice amber color. And this is one of my favorite jellies from Rations. It's sweet and tart. Let's go. Really nice, very sweet, and has tartness to it at the same time. So it's not like syrupy and heavy. It has brightness to it. Just makes it nice and light and tart, you know, like a little bit of sourness to it. So very much appreciated. I like it. All right, gonna try some of this tea. All right, first we're gonna see about this tea. Now, like I said, I'm not familiar with tea, so I'm not the best judge, but I'll just, you know, see if it's palatable for me. I don't see nothing wrong with it, okay? Very straightforward, like a dark, I don't know, I'm assuming it's maybe like a black tea. And now, I have no idea what this powder is. All right, so I'm guessing this is sugar, and they do give you a lot. So I don't know where I would use this sugar other than this tea. Well, I'm just gonna put it all in there, assuming that they expect you to use all of it. And it's a lot of calories, okay? So extra calories are good when you're out hunting. And yeah, so gonna mix that sugar in a little bit. Now, like I said, I don't usually drink tea. When I do, it's only with honey. It's never with sugar, but since they provided such a big packet of sugar, might as well drink it this way. Yeah, that makes it more pleasant, a little more smoother. And honestly, the sugar hasn't dissolved, you know, so it's not really that sweet. It's gonna be really sweet on the bottom, and that's fine. Now, still wondering what this is. Let me open this up. Okay, this is some type of beverage. Nice. Okay, so I didn't think I have a beverage, but I do. And it smells like a fruit punch, or okay, like a raspberry or something like that. As you can see, big sugar granules. So I'm gonna use a little bit of hot water for it to dissolve first, and then pour in my colder water, just to have it more of like a Western experience. I know in Russia they're probably most likely drinking it warm, since Russia is such a cold country. You know, 8 months out of the year it's freezing out there. Specifically, Russia's so big, so it depends on which part of Russia, but yeah. So just gonna dissolve it a little bit, and now let me put more colder water up in there. Now I must say, this is super hot, but it's not like the hottest heat pack that I've ever experienced, okay? So it is what it is though. I mean, this is ration, so you just gotta take what you get, in all reality. You can't be super picky with stuff like this, you know? And I love the experience. Here I am eating rations at 11:30 at night. Those of you who've been wondering where I am, I just, you know, like to take breaks every once in a while. I can't be eating such unhealthy food, but I'm not going anywhere. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and stick around. I got plenty more reviews coming. All right, let's see about this beverage. Wow, really nice, okay? It just tastes like fruit punch. Maybe it's like a raspberry or something. It's hard to say. But basically like a raspberry flavor, and there is a hint of tartness, and it is actually sweet. So this tastes Western. This doesn't taste like the beverages that come in the Russian military rations. This is more commercial, and it's sweeter, and this is how I like it. All right, so now I'm gonna have a pate with some of this jelly. Now I know this is blasphemy. Probably in Russia, nobody will ever eat it like this. But hey, you never know, all right? Check that out. Let me know in the comments down below if you would ever have it like this. So we do have that livery, you know, mineral flavor, and then that tartness and sweetness. So let's see what it does. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's not bad at all. After you get that liver first, and as you're chewing and swallowing, you get a burst of tartness and sweetness. So for my palate, it's actually pleasant, especially that I don't have any cultural stigmas about mixing it. Remember, I'm more of like a neutral tester because I didn't grow up eating this stuff. So mixing it, I don't feel weird about it. So it's pretty, tastes pretty good like this, honestly. Oh yeah. Definitely gives it a lot more depth. Oh yeah, really, really nice. All right, gonna finish off this beautiful apple jelly. Down to the last squeeze. All right. And honestly, my Russians, let me know if you would dare to try this. It's actually not bad at all. I would say it tastes better than each of these by themselves, personally. And so that's the good thing about having two of the wet naps. You have one before you eat and then one after if your hands get sticky, which is important, you know. When you're hunting, you don't want to be all sticky. Gonna try to get the last of these little apple jelly. And it's actually really nice. Guys, they also gave me a creamer, so I'm gonna have creamer in this tea. All right, so now we're really doing a lot over here. But why not? My grandma used to drink her tea with, oh no, what is that? Is that another packet of sugar? Guys, this is salt. I just put salt in my freaking tea, so no more tea for me. But I washed it down, that's okay. So we do have a salt and a pepper, okay? Big old salt and a pepper. These things happen, I'm just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna finish this pate because it's that delicious. And like I said, I have 2 more of these and different menus. So who knows, maybe one of the cans is spoiled, I don't know. So I'm gonna make sure to finish this. And I could hear this pork meat sizzling. Seems like it's definitely been enough time, but let me just finish this pate first, okay? This is literally my dinner. And it's definitely a privilege, you know, I'll be honest, because it's like you can't really go and get pate at 11:30 at night anywhere. Really filling, and like I said, I love the airiness of it. It tastes like creamier, so it's like more pleasant to eat. In my personal opinion, for liver pates, if this is liver, I'm not sure, guys, let me know in the comments, but I would say 10 out of 10 for the Russian pate. Good stuff. That's how I like it. All right, gonna just clean up a little bit and open the star of the show. Boom, check that out. See the writing on it? I believe this is called a Cougar. Because the Jaguar is the one it's not foldable and it's even longer. But this is, I believe, the Jaguar. I think it's awesome. I did the lanyard. Oh, yeah. That's the action on it, okay? And then, the side closing. But yeah, you press the button. See, what I don't love is the action. When you press it, it doesn't shoot out. I wish you went all the way out, but you really you really have to flick it good. So I wish it was a little bit more robust action on it. But other than that, I love the lines. I think it's a pretty knife, okay? All right, I'm gonna move this stuff aside. It's time for the main event. I don't know if I should use maybe a bowl. We'll see. Now this sounds like it's still working, but it's time to eat. We don't have forever. Okay. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna put it in a bowl. If I'm guessing, it's gonna be like a stew up in there. Now you could obviously eat it out the pack. That's why they have two. It's gusseted so it could stand, and it has two divots to open up lower, so you could eat it out the bag. But it only comes with the spoon, so you just gotta make do with what you have. And again, they have a scan code for more information, which is obviously commercial and modern. That's pretty cool. More of the graphics if you want to see. Feel free to leave comments down below about any of these products. I read everything. That's another aspect of my channel that I do love, the interaction with viewers from all over the world. Greatly appreciated. I read everything. All right, guys, this is what it's looking like. And oh yeah. Oh yeah, it smells so good. It smells like pork that's been boiling for hours, okay? It smells like it's gonna have like that gelatinous effect to it, guys. Take a look at that. Looks very appealing to me. All right, so as you can see, all the spices on the outside and the peppers. Looks like even some red paprika over there. You see it right there. Okay, and we have like the gelatinous skin here, like really soft and rendered. Look at it up close. Beautiful, beautiful piece of meat over here. Okay, I feel like this would be appealing to absolutely anybody except Jews and Muslims, okay, which I am neither. And yeah, it just looks beautiful. Look at that. This is a beautiful piece of meat, okay? So first I'm gonna try it straight up without any crackers. I mean, look at this, wow. Okay, fall apart off the bone. Let's go, first bite, cheers. Wow. Really good, but I must say it needs salt. It doesn't taste, it's peppery, definitely you taste pepper, but it doesn't have salt to bring out flavor, which I'm surprised about, but thankfully they gave me salt. I found out the hard way, okay? So put salt in there. I don't think I need any more pepper. As you can see, it's really nicely peppered. Look at that piece with the fat. I'm not squeamish about the fat. And I know Russians, as not only Russians, but a lot of Eastern Europeans, they love eating their fats. They don't trim it like Westerners, We had a fad in the United States, I don't know when, I think the 90s, like fat-free. It was like, basically sold to the American public that fat is what gets you, to gain a lot of unwanted weight, and so there's a fat-free craze, and now the country avoids fat like the plague, but in Europe they still eat it, and so do I. Really nice, okay? The texture is phenomenal. Taste, obviously, you can see it's real food, okay? It doesn't taste like something that you heat it up, you know, in a pouch, that's for sure. I must say though, I'll be honest with you, it has a very strong peppercorn flavor. So that kind of takes away, if I'm gonna be honest, which I always am in these reviews, I have no dog in the fight. I don't care what country I'm trying the food from. I just try to be completely honest as to what I personally think of the flavor, that's all. So I give this like an 8.5. I was expecting this is gonna be a 10, but it's an 8.5 because it just tastes like black pepper and pork. I don't get like this gelatinous, like sweetness. You know how pork, when it's rendered, it almost has like some sweetness to it. I don't really get any like of that. Still, this is still delicious. And I mean, the texture is great. Like this hits the spot, especially if I could only imagine if you were out camping or hunting, something like this, very hearty, okay? Very filling. Wow, I can't believe this is like so sweet, which is how I like it. And in my other reviews, when I complain about like the Russian military drinks, they're not so sweet. People are like, oh, that's because Americans drink everything so sweet. Well, this, the commercial one, with some American writing on it, is actually very sweet and it's good and I like it. Really nice. So yeah, this salt was definitely needed. This is not salty whatsoever. The salt brings out much more flavor. And I wish it was a little bit like sweeter, like how pork usually is, but this isn't. But still though, that's just me nitpicking, you know? Very delicious. I'll be honest with you, this is definitely a pleasant surprise. You never know what you get with these rations. And this is, I wouldn't go, you know, I don't wish it was different at all whatsoever. This is a good dinner. Now, if you're really starving, you'd probably let these crackers soak in there, absorb those juices from that pork. Okay, but we're gonna scoop it up just like this. Look how beautiful this is. Like those of you who are foodies, look at that. You know damn well that's looking rich. Really, really nice. Oh, that hits the spot. That was really, really nice, guys. Wouldn't change anything about it. All right, gonna finish up. We're gonna see about this candy, and then we have the gum. All right, so let's see about this candy. Now the candy, I definitely have to ding it. This is like very European. In Poland, a lot of the candies like this. When you open it up and it's covered in paper, okay, what are you guys doing over there? You know what I mean? That's supposed to experience. In America, you'll never open a candy. Now, don't take anything personal. I'm just saying, from my experience, here, we won't ever unwrap a candy and see this, ever, literally. In my entire lifetime, I've never seen this. But in Europe, I see this all the time, you know, and they pride themselves for being so natural, but it's like, I'd rather not have the candy if it's like this. So that's just my Western experience, if you will, so please forgive me. And so, yeah, I'm gonna have to eat paper, basically. So that's not the coolest, okay? Let's be real. As far as the candy, I'm gonna eat the paper, right? I'm sure I'll live. It just tastes like a strawberry candy. As you can hear, the crunch is there. It gets a little more chewy as you go. Not too many complaints about it other than the actual packaging. The packaging is a L. L for the packaging. As you can see, I'm eating paper. It is what it is. All right, gonna see about the gum now. These gums, they look like they're the exact same gums that come in the actual official military rations, as specifically the packaging. And as you can see, the gums. Somebody said this is like Mentos, which, if it is Mentos, it's a bootleg Mentos. Okay, this is what is known as fake Mentos. Okay, that's what it looks like. It just a off-brand type of style. Oh yeah, it has so much of a crunch. It's like, okay, the taste is decent, not strong, but medium in flavor and intensity. Okay, so sometimes when you get these mints, they're so strong. This is not like toothpaste, just a little bit of mint, which is nice. Okay, I would just say the first bite going in, it's usually, you get an outer shell that has a crunch and the inner shell, the inside is a little softer. And this one, it's like the whole thing breaks in half, which is weird. You see that? But then it starts chewing fine, so it is what it is. Guys, if you stayed around for this long, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you so much. I got a lot of videos coming soon. Please like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, signing off.